Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Week 7 Monday morning breakfast bite. This is going to be a quick breakfast bite this week, and it's your last breakfast bite. We won't have one in Week 8 because that's when you're taking your final exam. But I know we have a lot to do between now and the end of Week 8. And don't forget, you have to take your final exam on the due date specified in the syllabus, so please take a look at those because generally, actually, I'm going to pull that up right now as I look to my left. Take a look at our syllabus, I should say. And according to our syllabus, your final exam is being offered Sunday through Wednesday. So you have to make sure that you take your final exam by next Wednesday, because if you don't, then you lose out on the opportunity to take it. Because our grades are due in on Fridays at the end of the term. Believe it or not, that Friday we have to have our grades posted and in for them to go onto your report cards. So, report cards, listen to me, to get into your transcripts. That said, we have your PowerPoint due this week, and then you have your presentations for your team deliverables. Now, remember, when you're creating your PowerPoints this week, you want anywhere between 10 to 12 slides, because your last couple of slides, you're going to talk about the team experience and what you gained from not just the team experience overall, but from this whole team project. In other words, what were you looking at specifically with regard to the subject matter of this class? Now, with that said, when you create your PowerPoint, remember that you're creating it from the standpoint of looking at it as a closing argument. So you have to have all of the information that you used in your case brief, your team case brief, and you want to present it in such a way that it supports your argument that the court should rule in your favor. So when you're creating those slides, you're going to have slides regarding the facts, you're going to have slides regarding what the issue is, because you'd be spelling all of that out to a jury. So when you talk about that, you start with the facts, because even though if you're presenting this to the jury or the judge, you still have to refresh people on the facts. And you always want to highlight those facts that are going to support your position. You have to discuss all of the facts because you can't hide anything, but you always try to highlight those that will support your position. Even if there's facts missing that were not brought to light by the plaintiff, you want to accentuate that and say, these are the missing pieces. And if you have missing pieces to a puzzle, you may not be able to complete that puzzle. Therefore, argumentatively, you may not be able to rule in the plaintiff's favor. So you have to remember that as the defendant. Now, as a plaintiff, you're going to be looking at it and saying, here's all the pieces. They all fit together. And this is why you should rule in favor of the plaintiff. But you have to spell out the issue, because you have to tell your jury or your judge what is the actual issue that they have to resolve here. You can't leave it to them to try and decide what the issue is. And then you have to say, and this is how you should hold. And this is the law, and this is what the law says, and this is why you should hold in favor of our client. Because if you look at the law, and you look at the facts, if you're the defendant, don't fit neatly into every element of the law. Or if you're the plaintiff, the facts fit neatly into every element of the law. So you have to look at it from that perspective when you're creating that PowerPoint. So again, 10 to 12 slides. At the end, the last 2 slides, save for the team experience, and somebody talk about the team experience, how you guys handled dealing with the team project from the overall perspective of working together, and then what was your team's takeaway from this? What did you learn from this? What did you learn about arguing a position, being persuasive? What did you learn about the subject matter of your particular scenario that you had to deal with? Remember also that a PowerPoint slide is simply a roadmap. Don't overload any one slide. It should be brief. You can go ahead and use some graphics if you want to emphasize a point. You can use photos if you want to emphasize a point, but you have to remember that it is your roadmap. You want the audience paying attention to you and what you're saying, so you use it as a roadmap. This is where you use bullet points. This is where bullet points are appropriate. You don't want a paragraph on what the facts say, because if that's the case, I can just read it. I don't need to see it. And so your presentation of it comes through. Now you can use Camtasia. We'll get to that point in just a minute, or voice over PowerPoint. But so you create your PowerPoint slides as a roadmap for you. Not so it says everything that you want to be heard, but it highlights your key points that you can then expand upon. Now, for your presentation, which is also going to be due next week, by next Wednesday, it has to be dropped into the Dropbox. Your overall presentation, you want to make sure that you're hitting those high points. You can use Camtasia, you can download a free version. That's what I use for all our Monday morning breakfast bites. You can use YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can record from YouTube. I have a YouTube account, as you all know. Easy to set up and free. You can also use voice over PowerPoint if you want to. It doesn't have to be a face-to-face. I don't have to see your faces for the final presentation, but it has to be collated all together so that you're providing one submission to me. Now, sometimes the submissions are too large, the file is too large, so you have to create a YouTube account, download it to the YouTube account, and then just when your team captain posts your team presentation to that Dropbox, make sure that you just include the link, and then I'll click on the link and access your video via YouTube. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. You know I'm here, and I respond as quickly as possible. This was a holiday weekend, so not as quick. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great week 7, and let me know if you have any questions about what you have to do this week. Take care.